Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Gemini, let's take a look at your oracles. Interesting energy around you. It is a feeling of power struggle between two people in particular. I get you exerting your force, exerting your will. We have the card of Sorceress, which speaks of rituals, power and will. So really wanting something very badly and not letting doubt creep in. There's a feeling here of being very prepared and letting all of this energy and power and self-belief flow out of you in a way as to have some kind of result go your way. Now the other person, I get this feeling around them. I've got man of the earth, woman of the sky. And the energy around this is one of challenge between two people. Now, it is about love, yes, a love relationship, but being challenged. There's a feeling around this of being opening up to a relationship, being open to bringing balance within a relationship, but it comes about as a result of dark times, growth, getting through those dark times, getting out the other side of that. Now we've got the Hierophant and we have the Emperor in the dark side here came out as well. They came out together. So I feel that this is someone around you, Gemini. It's a traditional type of person. They may be slightly older, or they just may have a position of authority around you. I get more of a boss or a controlling kind of energy. Now with the Emperor in reverse, it does speak about power again. So that's why I'm sensing this power struggle between you and this person. The use of power. This person seems to use it inappropriately. They may be controlling, insensitive, maybe even a bit patronizing. And there's a feeling around them of knowing what's best. They feel they know what's best with this Hierophant. A very rigid individual, very fixed. And they may have some kind of position here in life where they feel that they know better. They know better than you, Gemini. So let's see where that goes. It can be, of course, the opposite way around. And even if you're cross-watching, this could be a Gemini that you're dealing with. So let's take a look. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Justice card. So seeking justice, seeking things to be put right, where there has been imbalance, inequality, perhaps someone getting their own way. There is a feeling around this of bringing things back into balance where there was a sense of disconnection and things not working out in your favor. So let's take a look. We'll start with the past energy, where you currently stand with this, where you hope to stand, your feelings about this person or the situation, the strengths around this, the challenge, what's hidden, what you may not be aware of, and the potential outcome. All right, Gemini, in the past, we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So again, what I'm getting around this, especially as it relates to, well, as it relates to you really, with this Sorceress card, where we talk about power. With this, it's very much a feeling that we don't want to give, or we don't want to be open or release something that we've long fought to hold on to. Now, in this case, it's talking about more practical things like money, but in this case, I'm feeling it's more than that. It feels to me more about something that it's been held within for a long time, held on to. And it's out of some kind of need to keep things a certain way, to keep things secure. Within yourself, Let's take a look at where you currently stand. We've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. So with this, it's a feeling here of not being able to follow through, or having no follow through. Now this could be the other person, or it could be you, but I get an essence of there has been a connection made, but now it seems like things are not being followed through. There's an energy of release around this, and I get more of a temporary energy around that Knight of Cups. It's an idealistic viewpoint when it comes to love, and sometimes when we get to that feeling of idealism, putting someone up on a pedestal, thinking of love in very rigid terms of needing to look a certain way, needing to be a certain way, and your expectations not being met. It seems like, Gemini, there's an energy here of not following through, rather just focusing on that more idealistic kind of love, the dream. Let's take a look and see your hopes around this for the future. We've got Temperance in reverse, so balance. It seems to me that emotionally speaking, all of these cards are in reverse so far. So I'm picking up some kind of imbalance, especially as it relates to the emotions, the drives. Now there is a wish to bring back a state of balance in your life, but the way that it's being, well, the way that you think you can do that, it lacks a healing energy. It's actually quite the opposite. It's kind of like someone who should be dealing with something within themselves in a very calm, measured response, doing the exact opposite. How do you feel about this person? We've got the Tower in reverse. So yeah, I do pick up a lot of fears, a lot of fear-based energy around you, Gemini. Fearing change, fearing change. You know, I look at this Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and I see that as well as fearing loss, fear. So something that you feel like you've built up over time within yourself, something that you've valued, something that you keep close to yourself, something that you don't release, something that it could be emotions. It feels to me like there's a very closed off energy around you, and it's based out of fear of opening up, fear of loss, and as a result I feel that you just kind of seek out things that are very much an idealized version of relationships. It's kind of like that love bombing phase at the beginning, where everything's all nice and dreamy and not real. But once things start to get too real, I get an energy here of avoidance out of fear. Now, the strengths, we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So what I'm getting around this is that when it comes to family, I feel that family are now starting to question. There's people around you that have known you for a very long time. I do feel it's older family members are starting to question you, Gemini, question what's happening, question your life purpose, questioning what decisions you're making in life. And that's coming up as a strength, because I do feel that these people are taking on more of an energy of challenging you. I get challenge. It could even be a father figure with this Emperor, or it could be just someone who takes on that paternal role. So whoever this is, it seems like they're taking on the dominant role in your life here, Gemini. So it could even be a spouse or a partner here who's taking on that paternal role and challenging the status quo, challenging you to change. Let's take a look and see what the challenge is. We've got the Three of Swords. Yeah. It's this pain. It's something that is within. The thing is, if we avoid pain, if we avoid feeling pain, and I feel that that's what this is about, it's pain avoidance. And thereby, it seems like you seem to keep yourself in relationships that are very avoidant. I get you an avoidant personality type. Avoiding relationships, avoiding closeness. Just keeping things in that idealistic phase. And then moving on, because I feel like there's a fear associated with feeling pain. Let's take a look at what's hidden here. We've got the Eight of Swords. So very restricted mindset. I feel that for you it's sabotaging relationships. You sabotage relationships because you don't want to feel pain. Now the outcome for you is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So here it is about how you're communicating, because I do think that there's someone around you who is wanting to exert more control over you. They are starting to become dominant, and I get an essence around you that the messages are missing their mark. How this person is communicating to you feels like they're being dominant, and how you are communicating to them feels exactly the same. That power struggle. I've got you here as power and will. Power and will. The Emperor in the dark side here, I've got that as power and will, and exerting that. I've got you here speaking about rituals. The Hierophant speaks to me of rituals as well. So it's either a marriage partner, a potential marriage partner, or someone taking a paternal role. But this person, or could even be a religious figure, or someone who's just, it could be how you feel about religion for some of you. I mean, taking it on a very spiritual level, how you feel about religion. That's for some of you, but for the majority of you, it's an actual person. So here it's really about being able to communicate how you're feeling on the inside to another person, opening up, letting the messages hit where they need to hit. Because I do feel that when it comes to communication, love, relationships, there's an inability to connect on a deeper level because of this fear, this avoidance. I get very much an avoidant personality that I'm speaking about here. Gemini, could be you, could be the other person. So let's start clarifying. We'll take a look at that Four of Pentacles in reverse. At the bottom of the deck here, I've got the Seven of Swords. Again, that avoidant kind of personality that I feel around you. We'll start with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Past energy for Gemini. Eight of Wands in reverse again. Yeah, messages missing their mark. Communication off. I get a slowness. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. And we'll take both of those. We've got the King of Pentacles and the Magician. Okay. So again, the energy around this is a lack. When we look at the Four of Pentacles and then the Five of Pentacles, it's a progression here. It comes from a place where you keep yourself stable, where you feel safe. It's kind of like if you're in a garden and it's a walled garden and it's completely enclosed and it's a safe place. That's how I'm picturing you in the past, Gemini, in this safe place that feels walled off. So when you're in this walled off place, this safe zone, this comfort zone, you feel okay, you feel stable because there's no pain here. There's no pain associated. And progressing to the Five, that's when things start to get challenging. During the 5 stage is usually when we go through the most growth in life, where we deal with the pain, where we suffer through the challenges. Everybody has to do that. There's no life without suffering. So trying to avoid the suffering, trying to avoid feeling pain, trying to avoid rejection, abandonment. I feel like I'm speaking to someone here, Gemini, who's got some kind of abandonment motivation, fear of abandonment, and that's this avoidance, keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself in this walled place, not wanting to open up, not wanting to share. Yeah. And I do feel that there's been someone around you. I get this again as either a mentor, a teacher, a paternal figure, could even be a father, or it could be a spouse, potential spouse. But this individual is someone who has a dominating role in your life, a figure of prominence. This is someone who can manifest whatever they want to in their life. It's cards of success, it's cards of confidence and stability. Okay. So it really is about I see it as progression. I see it as progression for you. Learning, growing. Recognizing that you have the ability to create the kind of life that you want. Yeah, so I get you having kind of a very much a viewpoint of, you know what, I'm choosing this way. So it seems like you chose that way, Gemini. You chose it. It was a conscious choice for you to not deal with challenge. Okay. That's in the past. Now let's have a look and see what this Knight of Cups in reverse is as your current energy. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Current energy around Gemini, please. We have the Star. Current energy around Gemini. And the Sun. Okay. So when we look at the Star and the Sun, beautiful cards of growth, of healing, of bright optimism. I'm only picking that up as growth and healing. But with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's very much a self-destructive energy. You know, the thing with our thoughts is that our thoughts can help us or they can harm us. And I do think that around you at present, Gemini, it seems like the thoughts that you're having, they feel harmful. They feel like they're coming from, it seems like you think you're doing the right thing, or you think you're being motivated by what's good in your life. But really it's having the opposite effect. Yeah, I get you choosing this way of life. But it seems to me like you're thinking, you know, this is keeping me happy and healthy. This is keeping me happy and healthy. But is it really? Because I get it as just avoidance. The thing is, growth. If we look at an ace, and I'm taking the Ace of Cups as an example, because I feel that this has a lot to do with your emotions here, Gemini. If we think of the Ace as a number 1 card, what is an ace? Well, it's just it's an idea, it's an inspiration, it's potential. What does it need to grow? Well, it needs balance, it needs 2. And how do we grow as human beings? Well, often we don't grow by ourselves. We need to be in relationships, relate to others, whether that's family or whether that's in a love relationship or through friends. Having those close relationships is how we learn and grow. So for you, Gemini, I get an essence of avoiding those close relationships and thereby mistakenly believing that this is going to create happiness in your life, brightness, and avoid any kind of difficulties. Okay. But it's really preventing you from growing. It's preventing you from experiencing life to its fullest. It's keeping you stuck. But I see you believing that this is the right way. Let's take a look at Temperance in reverse as your hopes around this situation. Temperance in reverse. Hopes around Gemini for this situation. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. And the Ten of Wands. Okay. You really feel burdened by emotions. I don't know why. To be honest with you, it'll be different for each one of you Geminis, but I feel like I'm speaking to someone here who feels burdened anytime they feel any kind of emotion. And so they really just avoid. I get avoidance. And so it's really, when we look at the Temperance card and the Queen of Cups both in reverse, how you're dealing with when you get emotions, where you start to feel something, when you start to feel anything. I get you avoiding, and I get you running to something that feels to me unhealthy. It feels to me like it's something that you run to in order to avoid. For some of you, it's drink. For some of you, it could be substances. But whatever this is, it's a means of avoidance. You're not wanting to feel the pain. It's kind of like dulling the senses. I get dulling the senses here, Gemini. Goodness. And it's preventing you from dealing with what you need to deal with that Six of Swords in reverse. It's keeping you stuck. Believe it or not, you're thinking that by avoiding these emotions, not going through challenging things in life, not growing, is the right thing, because you feel like you need to dull these emotions. You need to keep yourself in this stable place, this happy place, this walled garden. But by avoiding all of those things, you're really keeping yourself in the energy of conflict without even realizing it. And because there's this underlying current of you're supposed to be learning and growing at this stage in your life, dealing with the difficulties of life, dealing with life's challenges, instead you're dulling those in order just to get through life with that Ten of Wands. I see that as you being able to cope with life, to be able to pick up these sticks again and keep going with life after you've used this coping mechanism. It's something that you do in order to cope with life's challenges. And it's dulling the mind, it's dulling the senses, and it's preventing you from dealing with the issues that you need to address. And it's some kind of a baggage. And it's keeping you stuck in this Fives energy. Although you're not thinking that, Gemini, you're thinking you're in the Fours. You're thinking you're keeping this stable. You're not really. You're just well, I get you as not moving on, not being able to move on in the journey, not keeping yourself in this stage of not wanting to challenge yourself. There's no challenge here. It's avoidance of anything that feels that could challenge your way of life, challenge what stability you have managed to build up at this phase of your life. Let's take a look at the Tower in reverse here, Gemini. Wow, I've been getting a lot of difficult Gemini readings lately, guys. It may not be you if you're thinking, well, this isn't me. It could be someone around you. It could be a daughter. It could be someone that's facing a lot of difficulties. They're finding it hard to cope with life. And there's self-medicating. I get an energy of self-medicating in order just to get through life. Now, hopes, or rather how you're feeling about this situation. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Tower in reverse. I get this as you in that safe garden, in that safe place, in that walled area where you feel like, you know what, I'm okay where I'm at. I'm just going to avoid anything. That Tower in reverse tells me that there's complete avoidance here. Now, it's based in fear of pain, fear of hurt, being abandoned, feeling hurt. But the thing is, Gemini, by keeping yourself in this place where it's not even real. It's not a real place. But you're thinking that by staying where you're at, avoiding the difficult parts of life, is somehow going to get you through. Let's take a look. The Nine of Pentacles. How does Gemini feel about this person or this situation? We have the Five of Wands. Yeah, it's very much fake thing, superficial, on the surface. What's underneath is a lot of that five energy that I told you, this feeling of conflict, challenge. But by avoiding that challenge, you can't move on to the six. You can't move on to the harmony. You can't move on to success in life. You're just keeping yourself at this point where you feel as nice and safe, and now I'm going to stop growing. Well, it doesn't work that way. And the thing is, this Five of Wands is telling me that beneath the surface, there's still a lot of things that need to be tackled here. One more card here. How does Gemini feel about this situation? And the Three of Cups in reverse. Again, how do you deal with the challenge? Well, it seems to me that you deal with it by avoiding the issue and just either being around people who are bad for you, partying, anything that brings to mind excess, doing too much of something, and it's harmful. I get for a lot of Geminis here, it's about self-medicating, to dull, to avoid. Some kind of avoidant behavior that I'm picking up around this Gemini. Now let's take a look at the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as the strength. We've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, we also have the King of Swords. I think this is this paternal figure that's coming into the figure. It's someone, I think it's a family member or someone around you. Could be a spouse, of course, who's kind of laying down the law. Yeah, the Two of Swords in reverse. So this is someone who's kind of sick of it, basically, and is laying down the law, taking on a very masculine role, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a male. It's just someone taking a dominant role in your life in order to get you to wake up, I feel, Gemini. I'm sorry to say that, but that's what I'm sensing. So when it comes to this person, I think that they've taken a backseat approach in the past, but they're not willing to do that anymore. They're coming down with judgment, and they're coming down hard, and they don't like what they see, and so there's conflict around this person, and I think they feel that they've been lied to. I'm getting an energy around this person that they feel that they've been lied to, that there's been some kind of falseness here, something that wasn't the truth. I get superficial energy around this. So this person is coming to terms with reality, seeing the real you, Gemini, whoever this is. And I get them now coming down harsh on you, and I get them confronting you in some way with your behavior. Yeah, it's a family member, or it's a spouse, or a potential spouse. Now this person does care a lot about you. I get a paternal type of figure, but you're viewing it as someone who is coming down too harsh. with that Emperor in the dark energy. You're seeing it as controlling. Well, this person's trying to control me. I don't think that they are actually. That's just your viewpoint. It seems to me that this individual feels like they need to take control of the situation. But you're pushing back, because I've got you here exerting just as much force, power and will as this individual, believing what you're doing is the right way and they're wrong. Let's take a look at this Three of Swords as the challenge. Gemini. We have the Four of Wands challenge here. The Moon in reverse challenge. What is the challenge? Challenge for Gemini. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. Yeah. So things not being what they seem. When we look at this Four energy again, I'm seeing that all throughout this reading of keeping this place, this walled energy of safety. Keeping things as they are without growing. So for you, the challenge is to move on from that and to deal with what needs to be dealt with. Something that is buried, hidden, repressed pain, hurt, abandonment, feelings of pain associated with past events. Not dealing with those is keeping you in this place of this Four energy. For you to challenge yourself and to move away from that, you're going to have to deal with some difficulties, deal with the challenges, get through the darkness in order to get to the light. But there's a fear around you. You don't want to deal with the darkness. You don't want to look. You don't want to see. You just want to keep yourself in this happy walled garden where everything's nice and pretty. But that's not reality for you. I think this person around you is challenging you to deal with some with what they feel is becoming a problem. I have it as medication or drinking, excessive partying, something there that they feel needs to be dealt with. It's a coping mechanism. This person around you. And I feel that why they're coming up as the strength here is that this individual is challenging you to be a better person, challenging you to focus on dealing with health issues, mental health, I feel, for a lot of you Geminis. Not all of you, of course. Some of you could be physical health. But I'm picking this up mainly as mental, mainly because I have this, the Moon card here, something that's buried deep within, and the Eight of Swords is what's hidden, these restrictions around you. So let's take a look at what's hidden with this Eight of Swords for Gemini. What's hidden here for Gemini? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You don't feel that you're worthy. You don't feel... I think some of you have some kind of disconnection with mother or disconnection with your own maternal side that needs to be dealt with. Let's take a look. Yeah. It's either issues with your own mother or it's issues around yourself as a mother or potential mother. Okay, let's take a look. We also have the Lovers. There's also a lack of self-worth, lack of self-value, especially in love relationships. And we also have the Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like there's been issues in the past where you've gotten involved with love partnerships. How do I put this? The Queen of Pentacles, when she's in the reverse, tends to be someone who acts excessively. There's no balance. There's no groundedness. This is someone who can get involved in many relationships. This won't be for all of you. It's only for some of you. But I feel that there's an energy around some of you of getting into relationships that have been very unhealthy. And for some of you, it's many relationships. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who will get their self-esteem or try to build up their self-esteem by having lovers, many lovers. It's a card of someone who uses love in order to get something in return. So whatever that might be, however that resonates, it could be trying to get money. It could be trying to build up self-worth. It could be anything there. But I'm getting it as this trap, feeling trapped by this behavior, where you are someone who, because you have some kind of disconnect with your either your mother or how you are as a mother or something like that, you get involved with relationships that are very bad for you. I get it as lovers. They're not even relationships, they're just like lovers. And they don't ever grow, they don't ever become something more. And for you, you have a real difficulty with letting go of past issues, a childhood, something that needs to be worked through with that Six of Cups. Yes, it's very much a restricted thought process, keeping yourself restricted, seeing yourself as limited. You have a very limiting view of yourself because of these past issues. You know, the thing is, that's what people around you aren't realizing, is that you have a very self-sabotaging viewpoint of relationships, and it's something that goes way, way back. Around, I feel mother and child. It's mother and child energy that I'm picking up around this. And love is right in the middle of it. So whatever that was, I feel in the past, there is the main issue that needs to be worked through before you can have a proper relationship that's going to last, a relationship that's going to grow. Again, that'll be different for all Geminis, but I feel it's something to do with the past, mother and child. I'm picking that up. Let's take a look at the Eight of Wands in reverse as the outcome. Okay, look, flying around everywhere here today. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Four of Cups, the upright, and we'll get one more outcome here for Gemini, and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I feel that this is this person around you, this paternal figure, someone who's trying to take a role of a leadership role in your life. You're combative. I don't feel that you're receptive to this. I get you wanting to keep things as they are, but I see this person coming in wanting this Ten of Cups with you, wanting this marriage or family, emotional commitment, but I get you being someone here who is emotionally closed off to that, not receptive. So the messages are coming through to you. There's people around you, probably a series of people who have tried to have this Ten of Cups with you, but what they've been met with is the Four of Cups. Emotional unavailability. Why? Because you haven't dealt with this past issue, Gemini. Again, won't be for everyone, very specific reading this. And if it's not you, Gemini, it could be someone around you, it could be vice versa, of course, it could be a partner that you're dealing with. But whoever this is someone who's got some past trauma that is preventing them from growth. I get avoidant personality with this person. Very avoidant, out of fear of hurt, fear of feeling. So they avoid. And I get medication, self-medication, or excessive partying, excessive drinking, whatever that is, in order to get through life. So completely avoidant. But yet there have been people, there's still someone around here, this emperor individual who's trying to take the approach of coming in here and trying to get you to see things their way. But I get you being not receptive to those messages that are coming in. I get you avoiding again with that Four of Cups. Gemini, wow, okay, let's get one more card before we go to the extended. And what I'll be doing in the extended, I'll be doing the other side of this. So please do join me there if this is resonating. It will be the other person's viewpoint. So I feel it's this Emperor character. I've also got them as the King of Swords. So somebody here who's passing judgment or trying to take the viewpoint here of using logic, using wisdom in order to have you see things a different way, but I don't feel it's working. So we'll have a look at that person. You're seeing it as control, excessive control. But I don't feel it is, but we'll see what that is in the extended. So please do join me there. The link is below in the descriptions box, and it'll be the same type of reading, and it'll be an entirely new reading, of course, for a different person. So let's take a look. One more card. Message for Gemini here. Don't forget, if you'd like a personal reading, you can email me. My email address is gypsyinsights@gmail.com. Okay, let's see what we have here. Gemini, we have respecting powerful outside influences. Okay, it's interesting because with this card it does speak about children and safe passage, and I got that with the Six of Swords in reverse as not feeling like you have safe passage. So I feel like there's protective energy around you here that has some kind of safe passage if you open up to it. It's something that you could actually be safe with, safe on the journey, safe with this person moving on, but you're not. You're not doing that. You're not seeing it as safe passage. Rather, it feels more like drowning with that Temperance in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. It feels like drowning. Rather than drowning, I get you needing to get safe passage. And there is someone around you here who, although you're not seeing it that way, is providing you with that safe passage. And we'll look at that in the extended. So please do join me. Again, the link is below in the descriptions box. Wishing you the best with this, Gemini. Please do press that thumbs up button if you're enjoying these readings. I know this one has been particularly heavy. Again, not for all Geminis. General reading, of course. And I feel if you are this person, then you definitely need something a little bit more tailored to you. But we'll have a look at this in the extended. Wishing you the best again, Gemini. Press that thumbs up button. Please follow me here as well. Subscribe. I'd love that. And let me leave me a comment below as well. Haven't heard from you in a while, Gemini. Wishing you the best. Please take care and bye for now.